Hello everyone, this is my friend Ruby and today we are doing a cooking video. Ruby is a very good baker and a very good chef in general. So today Ruby is teaching us how to make ice cream and we are also doing a bunch of meal prep for the week. So stay tuned. Let's start with the ice cream.
Yeah. Just because this is the honey you have. I forgot to bring the corn syrup. It's a watercolor. This would be good.
Yeah, it's new. It's from when I take food from the strata, then they allow us to take as many sachets as we want.
You mean the free packets of sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. Honey? And then I think let's just use the whole packet of
Cream cheese?
cream cheese. Yeah.
You don't need it to be on?
No.
Okay.
Because it just needs to get to room temperature and start mushing around. Alright, let's just use the whole thing. We're kind of going by eye. A little bit. Okay, next
Who's now?
Yeah. Now you can add more. Like don't add more until it's ready, because the milk is cold and then it'll just make the cream cheese harden. But once it's like this texture,
Wow.
then you can. Now it's allowed. Now you can add the rest of the cream, and we're just heating. We're gonna gently heat this up. Just to give it a little.
Vanilla extract.
Yeah. I'm just heating this.
So we're waiting for it to heat up.
Is it even hot?
I mean, you can increase it even more.
Yeah, let's go higher.
Press on it.
This one?
No, this one. And press anything. Like it's on 4 right now, so you can.
Let's go.
9?
I don't know. This pot is slow. Remember last time we were boiling? I forget what we were boiling. Tapioca. And it took forever to heat, right?
Okay, while it's heating, tell us something more about yourself.
Oh, about the cooking or just like
No,
my life?
about you. Where did you study? Where are you from?
Oh, okay.
What did you study?
Got it. I am originally from California. I grew up in San Francisco, born and raised. Then I went to college at Emory University in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, I went to Oxford first, so I went to Covington, Georgia. I studied neuroscience. What was the actual degree? Neurobiology and behavior biology. I think that was it. And then I have a anthropology minor, a human anthropology minor, and a predictive health minor.
So this is your undergrad.
Undergrad. Yeah, and yeah, I couldn't decide if I wanted to study biology or psych or anthropology, and so I ended up doing anthropology and biology. And whatever neuroscience degree it was. It was really nice. It was a cool degree because it was like I got take classes from 3 different departments separately. So it was really nice. I was introduced to a lab there. Junior year, I started working in the peripheral nervous system. I was in Sean Hotchman's lab, and we did a lot of patching of the peripheral sensory neurons. So like
So that was your first ever experience of a lab.
patching and looking at peripheral neurons. Yeah. So I got really excited about neuroscience there. What else did I do there? Yeah, no, it was good. And then I was like, I definitely want to do neuroscience for grad school.
You want to decrease it because it will heat up very quickly on 9.
Okay. So press it again.
Yeah.
And then maybe the 7.
Yeah. Because it's on dual mode, so it will heat up very quickly.
Yeah. Let's see. So I did undergrad there. It was very good. Had a good time. Decided I wanted to go to grad school. Applied to a bunch of grad schools. Waitlisted to 3 grad schools. Didn't get into any of them, which was really disappointing because I interviewed for Emory and was an Emory undergrad. Yeah, they didn't want me, which is sad. But on the side, I had applied for a post-bac program at the NIH So they have this post-bac program at the NIH where you can basically go to the NIH and be an undergrad research assistant, kind of like a tech. You kind of get to run your experiments, but like you work in the lab.
So you didn't apply for grad school in NIH?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know about the grad school at NIH at the time. I only knew about the post-bac program, and I was like, okay, and I only knew about that because I was doing a summer undergrad research experience in Georgia State, and one of the postdocs that was teaching it, I was like, oh, I spent 2 years at the NIH right after college, and I was like, what was that? And she was like, yeah, it was a post-bac, and I was like, cool, what's that? And I like Googled it, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So then I moved to Baltimore, so I was at the National Institute of Aging then. Worked with Shin Lin, CJ, who was awesome. But he was really in the brain. He was in the basal forebrain. So we were studying like these cholinergic neurons in the basal forebrain and in attention tasks. So it was like a lot of go-no-go tasks, and I was figuring out like which population of neurons were important for different parts of the behavior. So that's when I learned to do a lot of mouse behavior and really like honed in like histology and stuff. And I was just like, yes, I still want to be a neuroscientist, but I didn't want to train mice. I was like, this is much. I want to, like, I was kind of stuck on the questions I was learning about when I was undergrad in Sean's lab, where we were looking at the peripheral sensory neurons and like the sympathetic ganglion chain and like how sensory information made it into the brain and things like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to look for sensory labs. So I actually spent those 2 years as a post-bac, like reading a lot of like literature and figuring out what kind of neuroscientist I wanted to be, which is really useful in hindsight, because if I had straight got into grad school right out of undergrad, I wouldn't have picked sensory systems. I didn't know that was what would like, excite me the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I applied to grad school. It was really good. This time around I got into everything. I applied to like 10 places and got like 10 interviews. Actually, that's a lie. I applied to like 16 places, and then I got so many interviews I couldn't go to any of them, all of them. So I went to 10 of them, which was a lot. It was like all of January, February. It's very nice. I ended up picking Brown GPP, which is ironically at the NIH. So it was like a joint graduate program at the NIH, which was, I loved it there. It was a really good program for me. It's a little sad now because it kind of,
Let's not talk
about what's going on there right now. The U.S. government's in a rough spot, but it was a really good program for me because I was a post-bac there, and I kind of knew what post-bacs were like. I knew what the environment was like, and I got the best of both worlds because I still got to go to university. So I went to Brown for a year. So I was in Providence. Made a lot of good friends that I'm still really good friends with today. Learned a bunch of stuff, got a bunch of mentors, and then I went back and I joined Alex Chesser's lab at the Institute of Complementary and Integrative Health. And like I was really like in my post-bac, I was like, calcium imaging is the shit. Like I want to do this. And I remember CJ being like, it'd be really nice to image cells if you knew what they were. Like if you had access to them and you knew who they were and you knew what they were doing and like what they expressed. Like it's kind of messy to just like image whatever. And so, and the nice thing about the periphery sensory system is that you can do that. And I spent a lot of my PhD figuring out, or helping, or like working on figuring out what these neurons expressed, like what they expressed if it, for example, like the ion channels are responsible for sensing touch. Ion channels are responsible for feeling heat and pain and different kinds of sensory modalities. They express in different population of neurons. You can have genetic access to those population of neurons. You can record from those neurons using calcium imaging. So it was really fun. It was fun. Like it was nice figuring out like which neurons are which, how they're expressed, where they're expressed in the skin, in different parts of the body, hairy skin, glabrous skin. So I spent a lot of time imaging these neurons. And then I did then I graduated, and then I was like, okay, well.
Yeah. And Ruby has a really cool science paper, which I'll link in the video.
Oh yeah, I have a cool science paper. I have a cool cell paper.
Yeah.
Their one is on sex and the other one's on poo. And I felt like I was doing really good in the sensory
Field.
like in the periphery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I know what's going on. I got to know a lot of people, went to a lot of the meetings, and like I was like friendly and like kind of know what the landscape was. And I was like, well, some of the advice I got was you either switch the field or you switch your model system. And I was like, I like imaging. Like, I want to stay with mice. So time to switch the actual questions because, be an adventurous scientist. And I was like, hey, let's go to the brain. That's where all the questions are. Big black box. You run towards it because that's what you do if you're an adventurous scientist. So then I looked for brain labs. And I was like, okay, I want to go to the brain lab. I want nice microscopes. I want good people. And I need to be at like a good place if I want to be, if I want to run a lab in the future. And so there are only so many places that have that nice Venn diagram of fitting places. And so
we were done with the ice cream, and the ice cream is now in the fridge. Yeah. Not the freezer, the fridge. So what is this container called?
it's for the ice cream maker.
Oh, it's part of the ice cream maker. And here we have started making Ethiopian ghee. So the ghee has all the raw spices like cardamom,
Do you want the name?
black pepper, clove,
I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but it's called
fenugreek seeds.
Niter Kebe.
Oh, it's called this Niter Kebe, Ethiopian spiced clarified butter. So it's like Ethiopian ghee. So it has basically all the raw spices that you can think of. It has cardamom, coriander seeds, and then it has 12 sticks of butter because we are making a lot of ghee, and it has 24 cloves of garlic and
So
some shallots.
Fenugreek, coriander, oregano, cumin, nutmeg.
Yeah,
Some other spices, some mixed spices.
it's okay. It's up to your imagination. Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone does it a little differently. Like
Yeah.
Everyone, like you can't go for the smell.
Is it smelling nice?
Yeah, it's smelling nice. Actually, it's smelling correct now. It's starting to smell like Ethiopian food.
And side by side, we are prepping for oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, we're making oatmeal cookies so that we can make the perfect ice cream sandwich.
Okay. Behind the scenes of cooking Ethiopian food. This is a beans. What do we call it? Curry,
This is the
not
string
curry.
beans?
String beans. Mixed veg.
Yeah, cabbage, carrots.
Cabbage, carrots, and stuff. And we've already made collard green vegetable something. Okay. The kitchen is a mess because we're making so many things. And our main dish, ice cream, is in the fridge.
Ice cream should be cold now. Can you touch it?
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
It's cold.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we almost left the interview in between, which will continue later when we eat. We are doing so many things together. Injera,
Thank goodness you
mixed
brought the
veg.
plates, Nate. Yeah. This would have been really hard without the plates.
So we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Someone
6
doesn't have the
dishes.
spicy things.
And this is our head chef, Ruby, who made Ethiopian food. This is Nathan, our friend, another friend from MIT. And this is our food. Oh my god, so delicious. What have you mixed?
Vegetable shortening
And sugar.
and sugar and peppermint extract. We're making a syrup. So basically like a caramel, but then hopefully the shortening will keep it from becoming like candy hard.
Oh.
And then you can just pour it and then it'll like mix like I'll put chocolate in this. Oh no, we'll see. I have no idea.
We are
This
just
is the experiment.
experimenting.
This is a
And we are churning there.
We have no idea if this is gonna work.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye.